want to make sure before we log into the dialer is you should be on a secured website. It should have HTTPS. That's how we learned, because before we were using HTTP and we couldn't really have the dialer function properly. At this point, you probably have been provided with your login username and password. Just before you log in, make sure that you check on remember password and agree to the end user license agreement. And let's go ahead and log in, and I will go ahead and discuss to you the basics of the dashboard, of basically the interface of the website. Now, this is the dialer. Depending on your privileges, you may have different options on your left side available. For our agent, most of them would have dashboard, list view, contact view. For managers access, you would have dashboard, list view, contact view, campaigns, and agent monitors. Down here, there's your log. This is the logout button. This one is the admin. This is where you can manage your users. This one is your settings. Okay. And this is basically your dashboard. So let's go ahead and talk about dashboard. On your dashboard, you would be able to see the available campaigns that you are allowed to dial. Okay. So as you see right now, I have wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 campaigns that I can use. Down below there is a button called Display Agent Productivity. As a manager, I could pull up the productivity from time to time. I could get reports on a daily basis. I could get it per week or per month. You may want to customize it depending on your need, because the moment you hit this one, you'd be able to see like a calendar. So let's say I wanted to pull out the total stats from Monday till Friday. So Friday is the 21st, and you may want to hit Get Custom. Okay. You can opt to have that printed, by the way, or have it saved as a CSV file. So this is a summary of the breakdown for this week's stats. Okay. The stats will have your total agent connect time, your total contact talk time, you have your total dials, and attempted direct dials. So it's going to be as detailed as possible. This is basically your agent productivity report. All right. Again, you can save it as a CSV, or you can opt to have that printed. Next, on this part, you'd be able to see your callback schedule. So for every call that you do, you can dispose it and set a schedule depending on when you'd like to call back someone. So this is where you'd see that. Okay. Now the next, list view. So list view basically is where we want to check a specific lead. So let's say you wanted to you were able to obtain a phone number and you wanted to do a manual search for them and get more details. I don't have an available contact, but let me try to get one. Let me try to get one, just a moment. Okay, there. So let's say I wanted to check on some information. So I have a phone number. You may want to do a global phone search. All right. Here, I have about 3 information coming from that prospect. So it's all going to be the same, guys. So you just want to hit one. Okay. So that one is Kevin Nash. Okay. Mostly you would want to go to list view if you're done doing a call and you weren't able to dispose the call properly. So let's say I call that number. I wasn't able to dispose the call properly. I would just want to disconnect from the dialer, go to list view, and then do a search, global phone search. Go there, hit the I button, and then From here on, I want to go ahead and dispose the call properly. So let's say it's been a completed sale, so I'm going to check this one. Okay? So that's a function of list view. Now, contact view. This is mainly going to be your workplace. This is where you would be dialing. This is where you would be going as soon as you go hit a campaign and start dialing. This is where you would do automatic and manual dialing. We'll discuss that further. Well, by the way, as soon as a call comes in, this is where you'd see their information, their contact name, contact email, company name, and their first and last name. This is the dialer function. Okay. Now, disposition bar. This is basically your call disposition. So, you may want to do custom disposition, schedule a callback. Remember, I showed you a while ago a place where all of your scheduled callbacks are going to be put in. Once you made contact to someone, you could dispose it as a sale, not interested, or they may have requested for do not call, for them to be put in do not call list. Unable to contact, you could select wrong number, voicemail, busy or unavailable, or you may want to assign a specific call to someone like your supervisor. You could just simply assign it to anyone in your team. Down here is your contact log. This is basically your contact history. Depending on your privileges, you may or may not see the contact history. For agents, we suggest that you turn off the contact log. Okay, just for perception management purposes. If an agent sees that a lead, specific lead, has been called a lot of times, they won't even, be on their A game while on that call. And also, before you dispose a call, you can also put some additional fields or additional notes in reference to that call, so that the next time you give them a call, you'd have a better way of connecting with them. Okay. Next, we go to the campaigns. Most likely, people who's gonna be having access over the campaigns tab will be the managers. This is where you can see all of the available campaigns that you have. This is where you can create a new campaign, and this is where you basically manage all the campaigns. So here are the campaign names. Okay, let's go through it short. Let's go through every button available here. Now, I'll go ahead and discuss creating campaigns in a bit, but for now, let's talk about all the available buttons available on all active campaigns. Now, this is basically the edit property icon for a specific campaign. When you hit on that, you'd be able to customize the name of the campaign. You also can customize your caller ID per campaign depending on your DID. The next tab here is where you could limit the calling for a specific campaign. So on our end, we did we want to set it from 8:30 till 9 p.m. depending on your time zone. If you also want to limit a specific campaign to only selected user, you can hit uncheck on the limit users button. From there, all of your users will show here, and all of those people who you would want to select here are those are the only people who will have access on that specific campaign. So let's say I want Kyle, Dave Miller, Nicole, Tina. I want all of those four to only have access to this specific campaign. I want to check on their names. So if I limit users, everyone wouldn't have access over that campaign, aside from the 4 people that we have selected. Okay? But most likely, we want to not limit users so that everyone will have access over that. Okay, next, Options. Okay, so the dial rate override. Basically, this is where you want to manage on how fast you want to dial. If you want to maximize the result, we want to go ahead and have a 5-line dialer. But you may want to consider abandon rate as well. But most likely, most suggested is 3. You may want to activate 3 lines. The wait time per agent, basically we want to set it as only to 7. So the wait time basically is the difference of your call to the next call. So we want to have a seconds in between phone calls. And then answering machine detection, you may want to check on that so that the system will know if someone on the other line answered using a voicemail. And then, very important, hit record all. This has a Hello Hunter has a recording feature, so all calls are being recorded. If you don't check that, you will not be able to get recordings. Okay, so that's the last tab, which is called the this is for, again, for the edit properties icon. Next, refresh properties and statistics. So once everyone's logged in, this numbers right here will change from time to time. So if you want to get a real-time stats, you may just want to hit refresh. Okay. All right. So right now it's not refreshing because no one's logged in, no one's dialing using that campaign. Next, remove contact icon. So basically, if you want to trash everything on your trash all the contacts here on this specific campaign, you simply just hit that one. You can actually opt to delete all contacts or delete all contacts which aren't, let's say, wrong number. You may want to delete all of your sales in this one. You can basically customize all of the numbers that you want to delete. Next, you may upload contacts. So this is basically how you upload your files, your leads. We'll discuss that further in a bit. Next tab, add or update message. So this I think is for your answering machine for inbound and outbound. We'll discuss that on a separate video. Recycle contacts. So once everyone has been called out, you can opt to do another round of calling. Obviously, you want to do that. You can opt to recycle all contacts. When you click on that, you can recycle all contacts, or you can recycle all contacts which has a specific disposition. Let's say you wanted your agents to just dial all contact that has been wrong number. No, not wrong number. Obviously, you don't want to do that. You want to call out those who previously weren't interested. Those voicemail, those contacts, those busy, no agents available, no answers. You just customize it by hitting on disposition as. Okay. Next, export. Well, you may want to take care of this one because you don't want your leads to just go somewhere else. Export basically is when you wanted to export all of your leads in a CSV file. So you may want to be careful in giving access over to someone who has an export privilege. Next, this is the display graph stats. So this is the total call disposition of the dials on that specific campaign. So your sale is 9%. Everything right here is self-explanatory anyway. Depending on the caller, that's where you could see the total campaign stats. All right. And I guess I'll be discussing Agent Monitor in a separate... well, no. I still have a couple of seconds. Agent Monitor is where you'd be able to see and track all of your agent's activity. Say like right here, Martin is dialing, he's talking, he's using Tycoon list. Oh, he goes on idle. The call just ended. We'll discuss that further in a bit. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.